Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool. And I want to bring this to your attention. It's actually the second time because I did a video on utility knives, but I'm going to spend some time with this one in particular. I was actually watching a video where somebody was showing off their Snap-on auto-loading utility knife, and the features on it they thought were great, and I thought, I don't know if I gave it enough attention, so I'm going to circle back and explore this with you. It's a standard kind of shaped utility knife that uses these kind of traditional utility blades that you can buy in bulk. Here's a 50 pack, doesn't cost a whole lot. But what makes this particular utility knife, I think, better than a lot of the options, besides great big Snap-on billboard on the side and heavy aluminum. It is on the large, heavier side, but it's got two things that I really like. One is, of course, the auto-loading feature. And I'll show you how that works in a second. But the other is the blade removal is a button on the side that generally you cannot hit accidentally. And what I found with a lot of utility knives is they might have the blade removal or something on the top that is easy to hit, or it requires you to pull up on some lever mechanism that means you're actually moving towards the blade as you're trying to do it. It just makes me a little nervous. Another thing I like is the solid grip, the detent here that allows you not only to not push the button that extracts the blade, but also not pushing the retraction button, or if you do, you're holding it forward. So there's less chance of slippage. But on to the auto-loading feature. The way this works, pop it open, dump out some blades here, is there is this mechanism inside. So this is as I depress it, this releases this carriage that slides fore and aft. And as it's only got the thickness enough for one blade, so if I insert a blade in here, right to this point, and you see it retract, it has the thickness of one blade in these teeth that grab the notches in the top of the blade. So that will continue to slide back and forth regardless of how many blades are stacked up against the mechanism, which is exactly what you do. You just drop in these blades here, and they line up following this guidepost right here. And once they're in there, you can close them in with this spring-loaded cap. And this cap, drop it down on the bottom, and then you can push it in or release it. I think I put in one too many blades because I had one, maybe it wasn't centered here. Come on, there we go. I think that's right. Try it again. And yeah, I think I had one too many. I had one out for a prop. Good. Try that. So this then drops in snapshot, so nice and flush. Should have practiced. Anyway, so this can then slide back and forth. No resistance, no problem. Now if I take the blade out, as long as this is forward here, a new one is not going in its place, so I can flip these and insert them back in, to get that second edge worth of cutting, because you've got two edges you can use. In fact, one thing I want to point out that I pointed out before is you can sharpen these, just like a knife, and get a lot more life out of these blades because it is good steel, and usually they just dull up and you can grind down just like that, or use your whatever other tool you've got and then add new life to the blade. But anyway, so I can flip it around without any trouble. But if I take the blade all the way out and then cycle this, what it does is it allows the blade, I'll show you here, drops it down into that carriage. So I'll pop one out and drop another one on top of it. So I've got my carriage working, and you can see this blade, this is my spare, doesn't do anything. The moment I take that out and cycle it, this one drops down and now fires forward. So It's actually a really slick, solid system. I haven't had any trouble except, I guess, overloading it. It's kind of surprising how many times I've actually used this auto-loading feature in the middle of a job. You know, you're going like crazy on things, you know, and then, you know, I might have chipped the blade or broke the blade or whatever, and I can always flip it later and then keep going. So is it worth it? It does cost a little bit more. I mean, you can get a cheap one of these probably for under $5, a decent one maybe $10. I think I got this from the Snap-on truck a decade ago or more. I mean, when it first came out, it was like a promotion, or not a promotion, one of their specialty tools they were showing off, and it was like they made one that wasn't auto-loading for like $5 less, and I thought, well, I'll get the auto-loading, and I have never regretted it. I don't know if it's USA made. I don't remember. I don't have the package. Does that say, what is that? A warning, sharp blade. Warning, sharp eyes, huh? Anyway, is it worth it? I like it. If I lost it, I would get another one. I like it so much better than about every other utility knife I've used. It is on the thick side, but that's kind of a function of a lot of utility knives. They're not a precision, you know, scraping tool, something like that. The other thing is I'm very quick with this, knowing I'm not going to run into any trouble. I can quickly, you know, just revert to this is a scraper, and then just drop the blade back in, and I'm back. Anyway, would be nice if it came in other colors. A green one would be pretty cool. But this is the Snap-on auto-loading. The number here is the UTK150. And with that, Doc out.